Today I'll take up the story Roots by Ismat Chugtai. But, but before I go on to the story, I will tell you a little bit about Ismat Chugtai. Ismat Chugtai was an Indian Urdu novelist, short story writer, and filmmaker. Beginning in the 1930s, she wrote extensively on themes including female sexuality and femininity, middle class gentility, and class conflict, often from a Marxist perspective. With a style characterized by literary realism, Chugtai established herself as a significant voice in the Urdu literature of the 20th century, and in 1976 was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. Ismat Chugtai is largely perceived as a feminist writer since much of her writing stemmed from her own experiences and observations as a middle class woman. However, by labeling her as a as only a feminist, we fail to realize that her stories were woven in a much larger social context. Though she did not have a stable relationship with the Progressive Writers Association, her works reflect the progressive sensibility and are based on the three major concerns of progressive literature: women, class struggle, and partition. The present story, Roots, deals with the theme of partition. But the first thing that strikes the reader of the story, Roots, is her faithful representation of the common people and their state of helplessness in the face of trials. She has a great eye for detail, and her stories portray faithfully the customs, traditions, language, and culture of the milieu in which she lived. Her employment of local language, idioms, and dialects elevates her words and sentences from a mere means of storytelling to representative of the way of life of her characters. She explores class consciousness by giving a detailed description of the differences between the clothing, eating habits, and other seemingly mundane activities of different classes. The intelligent use of the details taken from the people and environment all around make her fiction biographical, and the reader is drawn deep into the world of her narratives, which appear anything but fictional. The influence of Western fiction writers like Anton Chekhov, Maupassant, O. Henry, and George Bernard Shaw can easily be seen in Smith's writing. As we know that literature is the reflection of the culture and society, so in the same spirit, the we can take Indian literature as parameter to understand or explore the evolution of our Indian culture and society. Many sensitive writers use their writings as a very powerful tool to bring awareness among the people and sensitize them and make them realize the importance of communal harmony for any nation, because a community divided is a nation divided. A community united is a nation united. Ismat Chugtai says this. And in Roots, Chugtai depicts the picture of partition of two countries. The English had left Hindustan, inflicted a deadly wound which would fester for years to come. All witnessed the river of the blood, but no one had the strength left to stitch the wound. Muslims were thrown, and most of them were shifted in refugee camps. The narrator of the story is a small girl from Muslim family who started their packing and preparing to leave their home. Once again, there are two families so close to each other over three generations. Countries partition is not capable enough to rupture the family relationship. Two families are untouched by the developing and developed serious issue of India and Pakistan. Ismat Chughai's root relate the story of an exceptional aspect of humanity in the context of partition. The narrator of Roots has placed the story of his Muslim family and their neighbor, a Hindu family, in the context of the partition and the subsequent migration. The story goes on to show how the deep bonds of humanity could not be completely snapped even in the midst of the growing distrust and violence between the communities in general. Ammi's Muslim family and Dr. Sahib's, that is Roopchand, Hindu family, lived in a Hindu majority area of Mewar with houses facing each other. The relationship of the two communities and their conduct and culture was such that it was difficult to distinguish between an ordinary Hindu and an ordinary Muslim. The question of Pakistan and Hindustan remained only a subject of political debate among the members of the two families, cutting across religious lines. Political affiliations did not have any effect on the relationship between the two neighboring families. The political drama that was unfolding all around had no effect on the love and friendship between the two families. The entire issue of the creation of Pakistan was discussed as if it were a sport not to be taken up seriously. So far as the women were concerned, they remained indifferent to the entire proceedings. Ammi and Chachi would stay clear of politics. This is the written in the story. The day-to-day life of the two families was deeply interconnected. Even after the narrator's father's death, the Hindu Dr. Sahib not only continued to love the family but also became aware of his responsibilities towards it. No important decision was made in the house without consulting him. The idyllic world of neighbor, neighborly friendship and human relations was gradually coming under the attack of the distrust and the growing divide between the community at large. A very different incident became the beginning of the growing distance. The tension caused by the communal violence on the other side of the border slowly brought about the divide between the two families. So there, gradually, for a short time, the divide or distress came between the two families. They were earlier more or less politically neutral, but now the tricolor was hoisted over Hindu Dr. Sahib's house and the League flag over the Muslim narrator's house. When the news of the growing number of refugees from Rawalpindi percolate to the region, the distance between the two houses seemed to crawl with venomous snakes. So, gradually what happened when the news of of the violence and distress uh, came to India, they also the divide all became the divide grew between them. All the members of Ammi's family prepared to migrate to Pakistan, but Ammi refuses to move as she is rooted to the place. When they try to persuade her to go along with them to the new country, she asks, "What is this strange bird called our country? Tell me, where is that country? This is the land where you were born, which gave birth to you. This is the earth on which you grew up. If this is not your country, how can some distant land where you merely go and settle for a few days become your country?" The departure of his neighbors leave Rupchand so conscience stricken that he suddenly goes to the station and brings the migrating family back to the house. The return of the neighbors revives the old bond, and a smile begins to play on Ammi's lips. Thus, the earlier jovial atmosphere of the past is restored. In the midst of this, in the midst of the universal madness that had gripped the two communities during partitions, there were also at least a few stories of neighbors risking themselves and protecting the property and life of the persons belonging to the other community. Roots attempts to restore sense and faith in human relationship in the midst of partition, violence, and mayhem. As a writer delving into the woman's psyche in most of her stories, Chuktai tells the story of an old woman who strongly resists the idea of giving up her house. The old woman Ammi is portrayed not as a passive character or as one who seeks protection. She exercises agency and choice and attempts to survive the horrific events by electing to stay rooted to her home. Her obdurate will cannot be bent. When her family decides to migrate, she swims against the tide and does not let partition's blow consume her. Ammi is like those large numbers of people who chose to fidelity to place rather than to religious community. It is her powerful memories of her life in the family house that is one of the deciding factors for her choice. Another is the deep sense of belonging to India, which is also her house. I'll analyze the story in the next lecture. Thank you.